Hello everybody, it's Adrian Stern here from top10pokersites.net. Hope you're well. Now today I'm going to be taking a look at the top 9 poker players we love to hate, starting with Russ Hamilton. Now for many poker enthusiasts out there, Russ Hamilton is the most hated person in the poker world. That makes a lot of sense, as he was the brain behind the ultimate bet cheating scandal, which caused a lot of players to lose huge amounts of money. Namely, it was discovered that he was using a super account, which is an account with more functions than a regular account, on the website to cheat players and take money from them. After that, the World Series of Poker disgraced him by removing his banner from the championship. If we could choose, we would love not to hate him. He was actually a brilliant poker player, but it turned out that he was a poor human being and turned over to the dark side. Now, Ray Bitar is one of the people in the poker world who could compete with Russ Hamilton for the title of the most hated person. He was the CEO of Full Tilt, causing the company to collapse through bad leadership. He was almost completely unknown before the Black Friday fiasco, but totally deserved the bad publicity after it. They violated the UIGEA over in America and engaged in bank fraud and money laundering to process transfers to and from their customers. A big no-no for any company, especially in the gambling and poker industry. Today, Full Tilt Poker is still struggling because of this, and Ray Bitar is still the main person to blame for it. Now we move on to Phil Hellmuth. Unlike the first two positions on this list, Phil Hellmuth did not engage in any fraudulent actions. However, he still deserves a place on this list simply because he is Phil Hellmuth. Many poker fans hate him because of his demeanour at the table and his lack of poker etiquette. He is arrogant, brash and uncouth, and he has a very hard time handling defeat. Nobody likes whiny players. Instead, he should learn how to accept loss with dignity and grace. Moreover, he is the only poker pro to win both the World Series of Poker Europe main event and the World Series of Poker main event. That is another thing that puts him on the unwanted list of many players out there. He is known for his endless berating of his opponents, as well as for his annoying World Series of Poker entrances, neither of which do any good for his image. Now moving on to Chino Rem. Now, Chino Rem has a lot of fans who like his game and cherish his achievements, yet he is still one of the most hated men in the industry. He owes a lot of money to a lot of people, and it seems that he has no intention of paying them back. He did, however, begin to pay them back and pay his debts only when he was publicly called out and disgraced. However, he still owes a lot of cash, and it is questionable whether he intends to pay it back anytime soon. He is not the only person in the poker world to have such a bad reputation. His older colleague, TJ Kluter, is also remembered as a player who owed a lot of money to almost everybody he knew. It's only fair to include a lady on this list as well, for equality's sake. Annie Duke definitely deserves to have this status, as she is one of the most hated female players in the industry. However, many of her haters don't really know what it is that causes these negative feelings. Most say that it is her demeanour at the tables, which is not very respectful of other players. She is not well liked amongst her colleagues, as she seems to be one of those people who rubs everyone up the wrong way. Another reason why she is hated has to do with Ultimate Bet. She was formerly associated with the company, which also associates her with all the wrongdoings. If that's not enough for you to start disliking her, just ask Daniel Negreanu for a reason, as he has plenty of them. Jamie Gould won the 2006 World Series of Poker main event and earned the $12 million prize. It has been one of the largest wins ever in the history of poker. Logic tells us that he should be one of the most loved and not one of the most hated players in poker circles. However, the latter is true, and he is the only person to blame. He should thank his obnoxiousness, arrogance, and his overall over-dramatic persona for this status. Gould also has an agreement with Chris Lederer to split his winnings at the World Series of Poker, as they were both colleagues at the poker site Bodog. However, after the end of the tournament, Gould tried to evade his promise, which led to an out-of-court settlement between the two. As a result, Bordeaux ceased all associations with Jamie Gould, and he is still one of the most hated poker players out there. Now, we were debating for a long time whether or not to put Sony G on this list. In the end, we decided that he deserves to be on it. He is known for regularly ridiculing his opponents, trying to get them to lose focus and make mistakes. He started his career in Moscow, so he is well known for his hostility towards Russian players. Legend says that he used to play against KGB agents, which explains the nerve he has today. The reason why we were not sure whether or not to include him on this list is that he is known as one of the friendliest people in the poker world, away from the poker tables. His poker colleagues seem to like him a lot, even though poker fans often hate him. Moreover, he is a very talented player. He has won countless poker championships and earned millions of dollars so far. Scotty Nguyen is another very talented player whose behaviour has cost him a lot so far. We are sure that his abysmal personality is the sole reason why he is not in the Poker Hall of Fame today. Scotty is known as someone who likes to drink a bit more than he should. To be honest, that's not totally unheard of in this line of business. However, he is also known to get completely out of control when he has a shot more than he should have done. His antics reached a climax back in the 2008 Players' Champions, when he disrespected his opponents as well as the late Chip Reese. This was a televised tournament, so millions of players had a chance to see his poor judgments. Last but not least, one of the people we're most sorry to include on this list is Howard Lederer. Just several years ago, he was one of the favourite people in poker circles. However, after the Black Friday event, everything changed overnight. Today, he is one of the most hated people in poker and a person non grata that nobody wants to be associated with. Even though most professional poker players are gentlemen who love the game and want to present their skills to the world in the best possible manner, there are also those who have other motives, such as Howard Lederer.